Hello, sir. I assume. Response from Gmod. This could be bad.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Gmod, how's it going?
Good.
We seem to be a raid on a sea fort.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Go. Sounds like some action. Oh, right, check what I've got. Okay, good.
Just in case you're supposed to be live, I see a black screen on my end. On the
Oh, I do
YouTube
too.
end.
What just happened? Oh, I know what happened. There we go. I'll buy out. Alright, we're good to go. Boom. Oh, he was stuck in the table, and then he pooped up. Gotcha. Good teamwork. Oh, here they come. Alright. Oh. Sorry, Gbot likes to play as if he's the only one here. With big AoE weapons. The rocket launcher. Boom.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a skill that definitely comes in handy when you are by yourself. Ah! He's on fire. I don't want to be on fire like I am. Ah! Why am I still on
Okay,
fire?
man.
Go. That's what happened earlier. Is I got some AOE damage when one of those things exploded, and then I was on fire, and I was like, ah, rats.
I think it was just that you were being too close to a ghost. I don't think you actually get damaged or set
Well,
on fire.
there was
by
an
the
explosion, and then I was on fire. So we can go to the tape.
Okay.
All right, there we go. We're good now. Everybody's fine. I'm fine. Everybody's fine. Life is good. Okay, let's see here. There we go. All right. Yeah, maybe there's a mechanic that I'm unaware of that I don't actually get hurt, but it seemed like I was hurting.
It's mainly just if you're next to a ghost or anything that's on fire, you can catch fire.
Yeah, no, and
the
that
spread.
I can tell you that did happen. All right, you got the keys and such.
I got one key.
Oh, you're still seeking the other key.
Mm-hmm.
Seeks the key. And this was a
Found it.
was a dived session, I'm guessing. So nothing
Yep.
real valuable to hunt for.
Yeah, other than a few coins.
Ah, just a bit of coin.
And mainly the supplies. That's usually why I dive at the
Yeah,
beginning.
no, I gotcha. We had a storage crate on the boat. Yeah, did I see?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, stuck on the stairs. Get that. There he is. Yeah, I remembered seeing a storage crate on the boat.
Not to mention, we're lucky this time because if we start our quest from the checkpoint, we should be able to just go straight down.
You know, I will tell
Oh.
you, I honestly debated getting another account for Sea of Thieves. Yeah, with as much as we're going to be doing,
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I wonder if it makes sense.
This will be our friend Bart. He
Yeah.
will
Hey,
never move.
Bart, he's gonna help us out here.
He will never move on to the end of the quests.
I know. Well, I've done, I not that I've done something similar before, but like my wife has a nice gaming PC that we built, and you know I have before, you know, when Infinite was over before, you know, we've signed out of her Steam and signed in with another Steam account, so like it, you know, could just sign her out, sign in with a dummy Steam account, which I have one, and just go from there. Yeah, but you know, I don't know.
It's really up to you. I
it
mean,
makes
we got
sense.
still like 7 of them to do.
I know.
5 times.
Well, and that's the thing is that like our goal is just to run around and get the lore books. That's all I'm gonna ask of us, you know, on stream and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, especially in personal life, I mean, unless we want to go through and do it all, of course, it kind of makes sense just to have an account and just sit there and just replay it over and over again and knock the the quantities out, because it's 5 times each. That just a little excessive, you know. Like I get wanting to force replayability on your for your game, but good gravy.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know.
Some people create the account just to say, hey, this is my spare account. I don't care if it gets banned. I don't care what.
Well, I
what
mean,
happens.
I don't think it could get banned in any way, could it? I mean, there's nothing.
I don't think so, because the quest diving was implemented just for
Well,
that
but
reason.
there's
for
also
people.
there's nothing. There's nothing illegal against it. Like illegal being,
No.
you know, like in the game, but like there's nothing against that. I mean, all you're
Yeah,
doing
it's
is
not like
you're
you're
actively
cheating.
playing. You know, it's not like you're multi-boxing to get anything. You know, I mean, you're just. You know, like, I don't know. I don't see how that could be, you know, like taken as a, oh, you can't do that, you know, kind of thing. It seems like a legit game mechanic, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, people do that all the time in like I remember like in Destiny, people would do that where you know, they would join a you know, looking for game just to get the checkpoint, and then they'd back out, and now okay, I got the checkpoint now. You know, and that's, you know, people like that too much because you bunk off, but it's not like it, you know, not like it was against
And
the
with
rules.
how many people there are, and the people that I at least know have got it, I really don't think that they're going to do anything.
I just can't
at this
imagine.
point.
It doesn't seem. Hey, Taco.
And
He wasn't up a minute ago. There he is. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, when I first launched the game, his window was open, but he didn't have anything going. So I was just like, I'll just, you know, that you guys don't have to see an empty window. I'll just leave it, you know, off until we convene. He's good. Right, so everything inside is drained, mostly.
Okay.
I'm coming out.
well, I found out what happened with that storage crate. I looked back at the VOD. It got full. That's why you didn't get all the fish.
We didn't get all the fish from where?
When we sank.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
What?
why?
Oh, because you said a
Yeah.
storage crate should pop up with all of our stuff, but then it was over full. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, that's the reason why we didn't get all our fish back. They were still in the barrels.
Okay, that makes sense. I believe you. All right, so it looks like we got everything out here.
Okay.
I mean, unless I missed anything, I don't think so. I think we got everything. At least as much as.
Everything.
Let me see here. Oh yeah, no, we plenty of room in all these still. I think. Yeah. So we've got plenty. Hey, how you doing tonight, Taco? Doing all right? No Infinite tonight, obviously, as we mentioned. You know, he'll be here next week, I believe, and this week for SE, but next week for Thieves. Oh goodness!
Lend me to harpoon.
Oh, you jacked my stuff. Yep, and that's not a real barrel. Okay, sweet. Oh dear. Whoa, Gmod, that tree can teleport you onto your ship. I was in the tree, and then suddenly I was on the boat. It was amazing. It was incredible.
I don't think it was the tree.
It's totally the tree. Totally the tree. You know what I was actually debating tonight? I almost messaged you and said, hey, you want to just do like an SE build stream?
Sure. You want to switch?
No. We can. I don't have a world set up on the server, and no. It's fine. I was just, I was thinking about it because I was like, because I actually got on last night, and just did a little bit of testing, some light testing. It was really late last night, and so I just did a little bit of testing of some stuff. I wanted to test out some missile launchers, in from the boats to do some testing, and I found there's one that's.
I've only found one laser.
Yeah, so there is
weapon pack that basically doesn't add anything but the laser.
Well, I'm just talking about the existing mod packs that we have with consolidation. There is one. So there's a missile turret. And then there is a, which should be just fine because I checked it and it looks like they have, AI tracking and stuff like that. So it's the missile turret should be fine. But as far as like vertical launch or forward launch, but vertical launch because that's cool for a boat. There's only one that has tracking missiles in consolidation. The other ones are dumbfire, and unfortunately, it has two different ammo types. One of them is the Zeus, which is an EMP shot. So it's cheap, but it's only EMP. The Ares is the missile that actually does, like, kick butt damage, but it takes uranium. So I was like,
You're quite limited on weapons.
I know. So it's cool.
Especially
I mean,
for small grid.
It was awesome. I used it. Oh yeah. Well. So small grid, when it comes to consolidation, has a lot of small grid weapons. And when it comes to missiles, they're dumbfire, but it's got plenty of missile launchers, with different style missiles like that. So I mean, it's not bad.
I didn't see many that weren't uranium based
though. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the thing. But yeah. And so those Ares missiles were like, they were awesome. I mean, they get up, they arc, they're like, oh, they're perfect, and then they go kaboom. Now there was also too big for like my boat. But a submarine built around torpedo launchers, this could work. And it does have like some big torpedoes that function underwater and do all this stuff. So I'm like, the wheels are turning in my head. Now those are of course expensive as well. But I was thinking in my head, I was like, this might actually kind of work out here.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much saying, no uranium weapons for me.
Yeah, well, as it stands right now, we're not in that position. We can't.
I wouldn't even consider uranium weapons unless we captured a point and we had mining.
That's what I'm saying though. If we did capture, find a location, because now we've technically like I'm going to be working a little bit more on like the submarines and stuff like that, and if we can perfect a submarine, for mining and stuff like that, then I don't know if there's any uranium underwater. I don't think there is. But if there was, we could figure it out. We could get it. All right. Was there anything else other than those two chests?
Right on the front.
Oh, dang it. I just flipped the switch on accident. Come back! I need you. Dang it.
Right on the front of the ship.
Yeah, no, I understand, Taco. Same story here. It's getting cold. Do you want one of these chests? No, because we're sailing, diving, right?
We shouldn't need the dive.
Oh, dang it! I stole the chest. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so you said you do have something up there that you want to sell? Okay, my bad. Ba-da-ba-doo! Yeah, right now for us it is 33, so it's not in the 20s yet, but it is 33. Is that it?
Better than the 17.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad, but it's supposed to drop into the 20s tonight. But did you sell all those already?
Yep.
Okay. Phew, thank goodness. That's like I know I put those down here. Yeah, but it's supposed to get there, and it has been raining all day. It started raining early not early, but like 9 o'clock this morning, and it's been raining all day. And strangely enough, it still hasn't melted all the dang snow.
Okay.
But it
And
is.
Before you put your knife down, you can see continue checkpoint
Checkpoint 1 and 2. Very nice.
So that means that there's another checkpoint in that
Oh.
whole quest that we could actually get to.
That's cool.
If we had another account. So
yeah. So anyway, so it's supposed to get like in the 20s tonight, I believe, and the concern I have now, granted, I'm off tomorrow. It's a national holiday, so federal holiday, so we're done. But it's supposed to get
very
really
lucky
cold
for
tonight,
you.
so I'm thinking it's gonna freeze potentially. And my wife and I are both off. My son is not, though, so we get to take him to school, which is great, because that means we get a day. And I think I mentioned this on Thursday. We're gonna be working on our closet. Yeah, it's it's a day off. All right, everybody good? Everything set? Got a rowboat. I need to get some more supplies.
2 islands to look for the books at, and then we had this compass.
That's good.
Of course.
What's up?
Good. It's going towards the big fire tornado.
Oh, hello. Why, that looks like a blade that's on fire of some kind.
Indeed.
A burning blade. Alright. Oh, man. Alright, so we are collecting the rest of these books. Now, if I recall... Just go to the next page, dude. Alright, so we're on the Cursed Rogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have 4 out of 5. And you were missing another one, correct? You're 3 out of 5?
Yep.
Yay. That's right. That's right. That's right. Where are we at here? Look at me. I'm just racking in the great things here. Rewards.
We have the one that's Crook's Hollow, and then Kraken's Fall.
Nice, nice. Looking forward to it.
And then we gotta follow the compass.
That burning blade is right between 2 places we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I bet they're doing a tall tale. Which one are they going to? Let's kill him.
And funnily enough, it's not controlled by a player.
Is it still playerless? Nice.
If it doesn't have a flag mark on it, yeah.
Is that how it is when it has a... Oh, because the flag builds up with each ritual they finish?
Mm-hmm.
And so once somebody takes it over, it's like a reaper, like a emissary flag.
Yeah.
It'll have the flag with then empty slots. Okay. Awesome. Wanderers. Are we going to Wanderer's Refuge as well? Is that one of our places?
This
Circled.
should be Kraken's Fall.
Okay, Wanderer's Refuge is circled. I was just curious.
No, that was an old place. No.
Okay.
Crook's Hollow and
Yeah, these two over here.
Kraken's Fall.
Boink, boink. Very cool. Looks like Kraken's Fall is further from the Burning Blade, and that's the one we're pulling up to, so we should be good for a little while at least. It seems to be pretty far that away. I know he looks like he's on the other side of the island, but he's not. I know Taco, right? What about Tornado?
The tornado makes it look so much closer than it normally is. If you see the tornado and you're like, oh my god, they're right on us.
No, we got 5 minutes. Alright, so what's the goal here? There's a book on this island?
Yeah. And then Crook's Hollow.
Do we know where this one is?
I think it's somewhere in the center.
Oh, Liberty of the Order of Souls. Oh dear. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, snake, snake, snake! Pig! Pig, pig, pig!
Is it here?
Morgan thinks it's here. Oh, here's another. Oh, there it is.
Here it is.
At last, a clue!
I was like, it's
Hey!
somewhere here.
I got a commendation. Is that the Hunter's Trail? Is that what I just got? Is this the one I was missing?
I'd
Nice.
say
Yep.
5 of 5, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I just got an achievement, so I'm betting
Awesome.
that was it. Yep, that's it. Hunter's Trail. I got all 5 of 5, so I am good. Now I just gotta we gotta get yours and finish the tall tale.
5 times.
Well, but for tonight, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, for tonight we'll do that, and then we can move on to the next one, because hopefully we could wrap this one up pretty quick. Hey, ah, dang it! Snake! I got bit. Oh,
You know there's an achievement for hitting them with a poison dart.
that's funny. That makes sense.
Return to sender, or something like that.
That's funny. All right, I'm good. But yeah, Taco, it's very interesting. I believe they took the mentality of of like having fruit to prevent scurvy and just like took it up a notch.
When Infinite gets back, maybe we can do one of the Athena like special voyages.
Special boy. Your things are all perfectly aligned. I don't have to align any of your stuffs. Lucky you.
Nice.
Stuff's all in perfect order. Look at that. Wow. Impressive. Alright, so Kraken's Fall now, or were we supposed to are we supposed to collect anything? Oh sorry, that's right. We were just are we collecting anything? Is there stuff that we're looking for? In order to finish this thing?
Not at these places.
Okay.
We have to follow the compass to finish the whole quest.
Okay.
Which,
Where does it-
unfortunately, the compass
Oh.
points north, and I think I know which.
Pointing that way,
Yeah.
which is a real compass, west.
Yeah.
Is that what it's doing for you too?
Yeah. No, it is.
Okay, yeah. West. Is this Briggsy's
Based on
compass?
our
Did we
current
jack her compass
point.
from her too?
Probably Wander's Refuge.
Skeleton ship out there? Look at him.
Or Lone Cove.
Glowing like a glowworm.
Mm-hmm.
Sails are awfully glowy, Jima.
Indeed.
Mercy's End Fortress.
Huh.
What?
Well, someone took that one down.
What do you mean?
It's not lit up or anything.
Ah.
So some sort of player was here recently.
Nah. That couldn't be. There's nobody else on this whole server. We're coming up really close on that skeleton sloop. Are we engaging or just passing?
If they fire on us, we'll fire on them. If not, we'll just pass by.
Right.
some food. Just realized.
I don't see anyone on the horizon. Oh wait,
Hey,
yes I do.
Seven.
Yes I do.
Nice.
Sloop.
Straight ahead.
To the west. Due west. So just slightly off our starboard bow. But yeah,
Almost where we're heading.
Yeah, he's over there.
Oh wait, he's at the Fort of Fortune.
Oh, is that?
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's the skull. Yeah, he's over there. Yeah, so there is somebody out there.
As long as we leave them alone, they'll leave us alone.
Oh, there's another one. There's another player
Probably.
Player sloop. Due north.
Okay.
Pretty far, but out there.
That should be fine.
They're pointing east, but they just look like they're sitting there. They almost. I think their sails are down, but they don't appear to be moving. They might be anchored.
Might be.
Oh, and I see. Do I see two ships, or is that just part of the island stuff?
Could be two ships
Girl.
over there.
It looks like two ships. Is this another super populated server again?
They've been pretty populated.
That's what.
lately.
That's north as well. Wow, it's crazy. Okay. All right, keep an eye on him. Has he noticed us yet, or is he just having a fun time?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just having a fun time. Uh-oh. Well, that was weird.
Just make it a kick turn.
Did you just get a weird hiccup in the game?
No.
Okay, I was sliding down the ladder, and about halfway down the ladder, I just froze. And then I was suddenly on.
What? Internet connectivity?
I don't think it's internet. I just excuse me. I think it's weird happened.
Because that's what happened last time. For me, when that last happened.
Looks like he's going around the island. We're good. Are you? No, you're up there. Or if you were in the position again to fix the front of the ship.
Yeah, we should be good this time. Okay. And Crook's Hollow should be... Oh, I know where this is.
Through the secret waterfall.
It's farther in, but yeah.
Chickens! And a snake.
Okay,
Oh, this is the scarab one. We've been here. I remember this place. Oh,
Here it is.
Where'd you go?
Got mine, yay!
Where are you? You go in the cave?
Yep.
Oh, the blue cave? The mushrooms? Hey, there you are. Where was it? Wow, this is deep.
Yep. Right here.
Ah, right next to a little skelly bones. Oh, well, it won't let me look at it. It says, no, you've already got it. Get out of here. Okay, I'm probably going wrong. Yep, skeletons are coming. Got it. Work it.
Well, they've completed the Fort of Fortune.
Uh-oh. Are they coming our way?
Not yet.
Okay. Do we sweep in and steal their stuff?
Do you think? We could,
Probably
with only a
not.
2-man.
Oh, what are they in? They in a sloop?
Well, unless I'm wrong, I see at least 1 or 2 sails, but I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
sure.
I thought I only saw them from directly on, so I only saw one sail.
Plus, we have whoever else is coming from the north.
Oh, goodness. The legendary servant, captained by Azengulfer.
Ah,
I can't see anything about their sails. I just see their lights, which it looks sloopy to me. There's 2 lights in the front and 1 in the back.
okay.
Oh, and they've got the thing. They've got this with the wisps. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't. From here, I can't even tell what they're in. It's not safe. I don't think this is a safe bet. Somebody's coming up from behind him. Who is that? Is that a Skelly or is that live?
Skeleton flute.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I only see one. I only see one sail. I think it's a sloop.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's a sloop. His boat sounds scary when you look at it. It goes, ah!
Also, depends on if it's 1 or 2 people.
Yeah. Well, even if it was not that, oh.
I mean, 1 or on 1, as long as I can.
I have no confidence in myself, so.
Okay.
We're coming up on sloop parked in the middle of nowhere. The Winnow Johnson, captained by Lifts Internally.
Okay.
I think this is the guy who's like anchored out here. He's just not moving. His sail's down, but he's not moving. Yeah, I think he's anchored here. There's no shrine or anything. What's he doing out here?
Could be a
trap?
shipwreck.
Oh. All right. Yeah, swing around the back of the rock and get him. Nah, we wouldn't. Nah, we're stuck.
They have a teeny bit of confidence in.
In SC. Nice. Thanks. I'm actually not that bad in SE. Granted, I do, like, that boat thing was pretty demoralizing. I mean, that was, that was a bummer, Take the boat out, get snuck up on by a... And, honestly, snuck up on is a big thing. I mean, it showed up out of nowhere. It was, like, coming straight at me, booking it. I had no way to escape. I had no ammo. Like, it was a little...
Could not even give you backup because my ship
I
would
know.
have been taken.
Well,
down.
and that's the thing. It's like it's just me, which, we lived that in the last series, if you remember. Like ES3, I lost many a ship that way because it was just me, trying to fight stuff off. But you do the best you can.
I still need to decide if I'm gonna ask you for that one laser mod.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Or,
Take a look. Ooh, wow. Ooh,
or if
dear.
I'm gonna design a turret script and maybe hopefully that'll work. But I gotta redesign my ships then, if we're doing that.
Well, I'm confused. Like, were you using a mod that we weren't using?
Yeah.
And design ships around it, despite the fact that it wasn't in our mod list?
No. The mod I was using was the personal defense lasers.
PDX
that
ones?
one. Yeah.
Okay, so the Ma lasers. So again, the one we're not using.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I found another one that's.
That we're also not using.
Yeah.
You can't operate within the bounds of the mods we have, huh?
Well, I gotta redesign my ships then, because I
Well,
don't build for.
I
conveyors,
understand,
So.
but at the same time.
And with my small grid, they're gonna be destroyed pretty
So
quickly.
hold on. Are you saying? Okay, hold on. Let me clarify. Are you saying you have to redesign your ships because they don't have locations that are conveyored for ammo, or because you set them up to use these lasers, knowing we didn't have those lasers loaded on the game? Or a combination of both. C, all of the above.
Chance for Gmod agreeable to shine if
Redesigned. That is true. That is true. So which is it? Because I'm trying to discern which direction this is coming from.
No, usually I have to make my ships far bigger to do conveyors.
Okay. So it's very heavily, if not 100%, the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you designed the ships with no weapons, and then now that we're looking at weapons and you're saying, well, all we have are stuff that needs ammo, you're looking at needing to conveyor them, so on and so forth.
I try and make ships.
Technically, you
I
don't.
try and make ships.
I mean, if you can find a spot to mount them, you might be able to access their conveyor network, and you can just manually.
Need a
load them.
battle.
Well, you're 100% correct on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I can't get out of my chair and say, oh, wait, let me reload.
That is very true. Now, if you had a harness and rope, you could, and it would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Think about it. A ship that you can only manually load the guns, but it's a ship without a cockpit, and you just have to, like, swing around it and, like... Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, hey, Zeron. All you need is a cargo and a turret. Yeah, and he kind of was talking about that too, about maybe, doing like a CTC or something along those lines, March or something along that mindset. I personally really like March. I've used the CTC a couple times, for things, but I seem to go back to Mart a lot of the time. I don't know why. Do you have a preference, Gmod? Do you prefer one or the other?
I generally go with the laser weapons in the first place, so
So you never
don't really
stuff
make
anyway.
the turrets. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more moving parts on the grid.
Yeah, but there are fixed laser weapon mods. So, and usually by their nature, they're more powerful than the turret weapons. Very similar to how Elite functions, actually.
Yeah, I know they're more powerful. It's just
So the reason I'm saying that is because then what people will do is they will then make custom turrets with the fixed lasers because they're a lot more powerful. We are Zeron.
mainly
I don't know,
limiting
probably
factor. That since I'm on small grid, I gotta take into really big consideration. If I get hit, probably it's gonna take out half my craft.
That does happen.
So
Decoys.
I want to
friend.
try
Decoys.
and go for long range.
Decoys. Try some
I
decoys.
have never had decoys work.
Yeah, you're right,
in
Taco.
Single or multiplayer. So
I have, and I'm actually thinking about adding some in certain locations. You know, kind of lift it up high off the ship and stuff like that on some truss work or something like that. See if can't get some decoy action going. Oh dear.
I mean, maybe it's because I go small grid anyway, usually, and it just destroys my grid anyway. Because I'm going up against large ships. But
Oh dear.
don't know.
Whoa, what is happening here? There we go. Oh, I was crouching. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No idea. Just trying to figure out if I'm... Especially for the tower. I gotta
Tower.
figure out if I gotta redesign it.
I thought you already did. I thought you already retrofitted it for ammo conveyorness, didn't you?
No.
Or no? No? Okay. I thought for some reason at the end of the episode you'd done that. My bad.
Nope. We got no defenses inside the bay.
Inside the bay.
So if the destroyer shows up, we're done with the series.
Nah, we'll be fine. We all hop on Infinite's thing and drive inland. We take up shop jobs at Sunset City, live out the rest of our lives in isolation. Are there safe zones in this game, or can others attack at port, etc. as well? Oh, in SE? No, no safe zones. No, there's no safe anywhere.
If you're talking about Sea of Thieves, what is safe?
Yeah, that's I think that's what he's asking. Yeah, no, it's because what he's saying is like in some games, you know, like cities and towns are, you know, no shoot zones, like you can't hurt anybody or anything like that. But no, in Sea of Thieves, no. Yep. You're
Oh, I hear the music.
Is that Tall Tale music?
No, that's skeleton battle music.
Okay.
That's for us.
Oh, gotcha. I thought, okay, yeah. I thought what you were saying is there's like, I hear the music, we're getting close. Like, what? I didn't. Tall Tales have music? What? Oh, is that a siren statue? Hey. Gonna shoot it?
If you'd like to. Just trying to figure out if they're on the hill or not.
Ah, rats, I missed. Oh, I missed again. Just barely that time. Do you get a hit marker on the statues?
You should.
Okay. I don't think I've hit him yet. We need to aim a little lower. Or even lower. No? Higher?
It looks like it's taken damage.
Oh, is it? Okay, so I'm not getting any hit markers then. Oh, I got it! Yeah, I didn't get a single hit marker the whole time. Interesting. Doo-doo-doo. Next SE series, build Voltron lions and merge together to accomplish tasks. But do you want a video of... Maybe? Do I? Is that something I want?
No idea.
Do you want me to hang out here, or do I need to...
If you want to get the emerald on board, and then
Okay.
I'll...
Oh, can I get that from the harpoon? Do you think that's far
harpoon,
enough?
you should.
Oh, yeah. Oh, got it. Yeah, got that too. Sweet. Villainous Foes Firework Crate. Wrathbone's Riches, Reaper's Blade, Kraken Killer, Ghostlight. Oh, those are cool. I like those.
Coming on board to fight this guy?
Huh? What?
Coming over to fight the guy?
Who? What guy? What?
The guy on the island.
There's a guy on the island we have to fight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, sure. What do you need from me? To come over? Like you said. Thanks, Zero. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if I will tomorrow. From your previous question, I don't know. I probably not, because I'm got stuff to do. I have a closet to work on. More important things. Did you find him, Gmod?
Yep.
Oh, it's Briggsy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? She sounds up.
See who you're dealing with.
She seems upset.
Indeed.
How come skeletons always
little
seem
bit.
to get the ability to do that fire thing? Like, she's not an Ashen Guardian, is she?
I don't think she is.
So how come she can do the fire thing?
She's about to be like a skeleton, like Fire Lord. No, there's a box over here somewhere.
Oh, I got her.
Yay!
Sorry,
That was even
Briggsy.
easy.
Sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't
she's
realize.
not like a full Ashen Lord.
She is not. Oh, I like how her. I guess I never saw this before. I like how her, like, beak thing has like. Oh no, it's just her mask sitting on the skull. I was like, I like how the beak thing is like started to fuse with her skull. Like, you know, but that's not the case.
Nice.
I bet. It's literally just a mask on a skull. So what happened to her? I still don't know.
There was a bunch of lore, and she was trying to find an ancient temple to get rid of her skeleton curse.
Why did she have a skeleton?
She went crazy looking at the stars. That's the most
Ah.
simplest explanation. There's a lot more to it.
I understand.
She was trying to find out too much ancient knowledge and got
Ah, that happens. I understand that. I too find too much ancient knowledge.
ESO PTS? Don't know what that is, Iron.
Pop. Oh, rats! I missed. Get him! Can I get him? Let me get him. Ah, we moved just a little bit and I missed the shot. Still missed. Now whatever. All right, cool. All right, let's see. Fire Lord Ozai. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Then admit I'm downloading the ESO PTS. Is that Elder Scrolls? Or is it something else?
I don't know.
ESO PTS. Elder Scrolls Online. PTS. Alright. Well, we got her skull. Now what do we do?
Now we're going this way to go to the
Oh
next
dear.
destination.
Wow. What a... Oh, look at that! I didn't know you could do that.
Hmm?
If you hit F while you're looking at a book, you zoom in, and then you can move your camera around and look at the book.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to do that? Is there a reason why you would need to do that?
You can see more detail.
Alright. Well, my book is still as far as it goes, so that's fine. Public test servers. Oh, nice! Are they doing some big expansion or new patch or something like that? I do not keep up with ESO. I apologize.
So this would be the time, since we got another checkpoint.
To do another count. Yeah. Yeah,
Sometime. Perhaps.
All content that's coming to base game in the works. Yes. Oh, cool. Yeah, I figured that's what, public test server, that would be what, that, you can, download a test server for a new patch or something, but I wasn't sure if they were doing, because I know they're still working on stuff and doing things. Mainly because, you told me they're still working on stuff, and I was like, oh, and then I started looking into it. I was like, oh yeah, look at that. It's still a lively game. Oh, did you see the Switch 2? Xeron and Gmod both.
I have not.
Okay, yeah, they announced it.
Yeah, I don't keep up much with the consoles anymore.
Yeah, yeah, it's, I don't know.
Mainly because I just don't find them worth it at the moment.
Ooh,
Since I
shots
don't-
fired. Cover your ears,
don't-
Taco.
I don't use them enough. I'm sorry.
Oh, got it. Worth it for you. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean-
Taco says ESO was PS3. The original ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, original was PS3. But it has continued through the years. Again, we talked about this last week. There are 2 ships, Gmod, off to our south.
Eh.
They're coming at each other, I think. Hold on, let me look. Look like they're going behind the rock there. It's one of those things we talked about, was that like the live service game life cycle seems to be kind of around 10 years currently. Okay, there's a sloop with the little squiggly yellow lines in the sky. That's him. He's way over there. Over here, we've got a brig and a sloop, and they both look like player. They're directly.
Or if you really want to kill your game, look at what RuneScape did over the weekend.
Oh man. Yeah, they're being a little weird. Cool, but I'm more worried about hardware. Oh, for the Switch 2. What are your thoughts, Zeron? Let me know what you think about that, because one of the things that I heard, back when they were discussing it, originally with the Switch 1, the original Switch, is that, Nintendo, they were all excited about the Switch. They launched it, they announced it. Everybody was all excited. Everybody thought it was so cool. And then when we found out what was inside of it, we were all like, what? Because it was like 3-year-old hardware at the time. Like the chips they were using were like old NVIDIA chips. And so, I mean, like obviously like stock was there and the price wasn't super expensive, which is kind of a big thing with the Switch, is that, it's not super, expensive either. It's a Nintendo console. But the idea being that it was kind of, it was just old hardware at the time. So it was like, well, what are you doing, Nintendo? And then they argued, I think explicitly, they said, well, our games don't need that. Our games can run just fine because of the style and what we do and da-da-da. And it was like, okay, that's a weird argument, but sure. And it served them well. I mean, for the most part, again, just because it was 3 years old doesn't mean that it was bad hardware. I mean, it's fine. But it was, but that was the thing, was that people were, just concerned that it was so old hardware and this is a new console. It's like, well, why not, it seems like, some of these newer things, especially with, oh, gravy, what was that about? It seemed like, there were some, like some of these newer handhelds coming out, like again, like the Switch or the Steam Deck and then like the MSI Claw and the Asus, the ROG Ally, and when those were coming out, they were using some of the modern chips because it was like, yeah, you need that kind of power efficiency and performance and heat efficiency and all that stuff on these because that's what you need and it's modern stuff. People weren't like knowingly handicapping themselves and going back several generations until this modern generation where I believe, what's it, the Claw 2, the MSI Claw 2, is like Zen 2 or something like that architecture, or at least AMD launched a new thing that's supposed to be for mobile computing, mobile gaming handhelds, and it's Zen 2 architecture stuff.
The only singular reason that I ever considered a portable Steam Deck was because I could have my whole Steam library, but I know it's not powerful enough to run everything.
Yeah. It's pretty
really,
good, and the OLED screen looks really nice on it. But then you can point at some of the other handhelds and be like the Ally or the Claw, and just be like, oh, well, but these are like full Windows devices. You could literally run your entire Steam library on hardware, and it would be fine, kind of thing. And I don't know, it's interesting. But basically, the point being that when the Switch was launched back then, it was underwhelming hardware, because we were like, well, 3 years old, like, why isn't this new stuff? And it wasn't custom chips, it was like literally nothing. What? Now the Switch 2's coming out, and it's like the same thing. It's like, oh, here's the Switch 2, and oh, by the way, it's not really exciting hardware. It's like, what? Why? Like, some of the most interesting things are like the gimmicks. Like, first off, the design, which looks a bit more understated and kind of cool, but the whole like, oh, you can take a Joy-Con and attach it and make it like a mouse. Ooh, like, interesting. But as far as like the hardware itself is concerned, it's not this huge massively generational uptick that it should have been, because the Switch is old. And I don't know, I'm with you, Zeron. It's underwhelming. You know, it's weird. Now the problem is that the Switch 2, while backwards compatible with the Switch, and they said it's backwards compatible. It can play Switch hardware, and it's backwards compatible with pretty much all Switch games. Certain Switch games will not work on the Switch 2. It's like, okay, can we have a list? But the idea here being that for the most part, it's backwards compatible. It'll play, you know, most of the Switch games and whatnot. But that doesn't mean that they're not making new Switch 2 exclusive games. So that's one of the things you have to think of is they might make some of these, you know, like Switch and Switch 2 combo games. But for the most part, new games probably are going to be Switch 2 based. And if that's the case, then we just need to make sure that, you know, we have to buy the new hardware, you know, which is kind of annoying because, all seriousness, Switch could probably handle it, you know, kind of thing. And so I don't know, it's questionable.
Grab Briggs?
Yeah, I gotta take it to Madame Olivia, right?
I think so. Who do you want the gem to go to?
Order Souls would be great.
Okay. And the Hunter's Call is back.
Oh, sweet. So did you find out what that was? Was that just like a glitch?
I have no idea. I couldn't find any references to it.
The skull of a skeleton lord. Oh,
Yeah, the Skeleton Lord wasn't that impressive, man.
Don't we, like, do that a lot?
so few people stop to wonder what the Order of Souls does with the bounties once we have them. Each skull holds many secrets, memories of old hordes and old encounters long forgotten. If Briggsy truly did possess the Shroudbreaker, the missing pieces should lie somewhere within her recollection. But be warned, such visions are not always easy to interpret.
Okay. See it. Alright. Taco says, I'm thinking GTA 6 will suffer so much invested in 5 players. I know. Handhelds are way more hyped than functional. PS Portable was sued for overstating what it could do. My hands are good. Screen have different ray tracing and also have NVMe drives as well. Interesting. They all do.
Such a long life.
MVN
There are many
dot
memories to sift
drives.
through, but
M
I
dot
can make out
NVMe
the
M.2 drives, I think is what you're trying to say, Zero. They all do. All the handhelds. I mean, starting with the Steam Deck and going forwards, they all do M.2. They usually use the smaller, like the 2230 or something like that, but they all do NVMe. It's a very, very common thing these days. One, for the form factor, because they fit really well, but additionally, the speed and everything is really, really good. I mean, the PlayStation 5 was doing that. You know, the PlayStation 5 was doing NVMe as well. And technically, the Xbox does as well, but it's like proprietary form factor. You know, you gotta buy the special cards, basically, and pop them in for extra storage. Handhelds, Taco, handhelds fit a different niche, is what it is. You know, you end up in a situation where handhelds are not for everyone. Certain people need handhelds, or want handhelds. It's like when the PlayStation Portal came out, and everybody was like, you know, granted it was pretty limited in what it could actually do, but everybody was like, this is so dumb. But then there was a subset of people who were like, this is exactly what I've always wanted. Thank you, PlayStation, for coming out with this product. Most of the handhelds are that same way. They're powerful. I mean, they really are these days. They are very powerful. They're basically Windows PCs in your hands, you know, and just very powerful. And a lot of them, the newer, you know, models are very quiet, very efficient, very high, you know, frame rates and you know, great stuff. And because their screens are so small, they look fantastic because the resolution is amazing on these things because they're so small. You can go, you know, 1440, 1080, and they look spectacular. Of course, then they have, you know, display out, and you can put them on a big screen. You can hook up keyboard and mouse because, again, they're a Windows computer, and so they're exactly how you would expect any sort of Windows machine to operate, and they're really nice. But going back to like actual consoles, the PSP was great. I mean, it really was. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, but it was great. The Vita, I loved the Vita, and Nintendo's console handhelds were not bad. I mean, I had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Advance SP. The flippy one. I had a Nintendo DS Lite. I didn't have the original DS. I played on the original DS, but it's big and clunky. But I had a DS Lite. I had a couple of them. I had a 3DS. They're good handhelds. I mean, they're fine and they do what they need to do. But of course, they're always underpowered compared to their big brothers. The actual consoles. It's just the name of the game. These days, if you're talking as we were last, on Thursday, if you're talking PC gaming, which is kind of what the current nature of handhelds is, they're kind of budget. I mean, if you go and buy like a $600 or $700, Windows PC gaming handheld, like an Ally or a Claw, I mean, they're running at basically the same capabilities as a $500 desktop PC. I mean, it's
At this point, Zyron, people are less likely to buy it if you say they can't customize their hardware.
So anyway, that's what I'm saying, is that like for the most part, they're really comparable, because they're being built with really good stuff, and as ARM, Windows on ARM, WOA is taking off, quote unquote. You're going to start seeing, Windows on ARM builds for these things as well, instead of them being x86. And so, really good, like, handheld console, environments on Windows. And it's going to be really great. I mean, it's coming, but, it's going to be even better than it is now. But, I mean, they are comparable. I mean, you go spend $600-700 on a handheld, $800-900, whatever you want to spend. And it's, you're going to have a $500 desktop PC in your pocket, which is awesome, I think. I think it's really cool to see how far that's gone. That's come these days. But the customer has to sign a document saying that they need to get permission to customize my handheld as well, both shell and hardware. What?
I'll put a knife down.
Oh, yeah, sure. No worries. Yeah, good, is it the Voyage of Luck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just want to do that one real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, we were doing our next tall tale. Alright.
But I thought it would do.
Rogue. Yeah, so we've done it times.
I have two times.
Yep, I got 2 out of 5. Very nice. So the next one is Legendary Storyteller. Briggsy once told stories of legend. Oh, is this Tasha?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk to Tasha. All right, for this one, I have 0 of 5. Great. But I do have Briggsy's hat.
And I think on mine, I have the quest completed twice.
I only have it once. I have 1 out of 5, but I have 0 journals, so it's not a fun one.
I
But
have
at least
0 journals, too.
Yeah, but at least I get the journals to go around. That'll be nice. Yeah, Zeron, it kind of similar to what Gmod said. If you lock something down like that, not gonna go well.
You're very unlikely.
Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Assuming you were actually manufacturing a thing and all that jazz.
Like Bamboo Labs, look at the...
Oh my goodness. I don't even want to talk about it. I know. Alright, is it on the neck here? Yeah, it's on the... There's only 1 X here? Is that what I see? Yeah, 1 X. Like it?
Think so? Yeah.
We're gonna hop off, hit the neck. Hit the neck!
Should be right next to that ocean dweller.
Get him. Why has this guy got like a shield going? Are you able to get this shield off of him?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Just enough, like, damage.
He's got an overshield. Oh dear, something. Ah, it's a snake. It's a water snake.
Very much.
No, like I got bit by a snake in the water.
Ah.
Oh, he's dead. That was easy. Good work, everyone. Oh, and then there's a captain, Tyrant Etsy's, who is fighting that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I caught the water on fire. I win. Why am I still hurting from that snake? I'm out of shots. Are you gonna have it?
No, you have the sword.
Oh yeah.
That is a very good chest.
I'm glad
You
you
want
like
to
my
throw
chest.
you want to throw down your
Oh, I want to throw down.
luck one?
No, I want to do this tall tale.
Well, this gets you pretty good loot for leveling up.
I want to do it. Try to fight both these guys together. Acid spray. Not very happy though. Come on, dude. Oh, okay. He wasn't anywhere near me. Hey, a key. What is that? Oh, Gmod. It's a tiny trident of dark tides. Look at it. This yellow thing. Look at it. Is that what that is?
It's a little dart that I put
Oh,
down.
it's a dart. Oh, okay. I thought, okay. It looked like a tiny trident of dark tides. I was like, that's adorable. All right, where'd the skeleton guy go? Oh,
I
here he
think
is.
you got it.
Yeah, he's right here. I couldn't find his head. Got him. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, great. All right, so where do we start this next one? Oh, there's no room here. Scrolls of Charted Waters, Eye of Souls, and a Veiled Eye of Souls. Those sound fun.
That's what I was thinking. If you put yours down, you'll probably get the same island here.
Oh dear. Wait, what? Why did you say that?
Because the
That's
Voyage of Luck
impossible.
goes to the nearest island.
That's it.
Ooh, that's a nice haul of stuff.
Okay, I put it down, I guess. You can...
And there's food in the, to be cooked.
Oh, I shall cook. Alright, let's see.
Wait. Ah.
You only have like 10 mouse. This luck might have been well, Zero. Why are you a
Yeah,
different
that sounds about
progress
right for every company.
point? We're sailing together because we don't only sail together. Gmod often sails on his own, and Infinite did too, and I do occasionally, not often at all, but we'd occasionally sail on our own. But Gmod's gone off and done some tall tales on his own and stuff, and Infinite's gone off and done some on his own, and I've tended to do them on my own. That's kind of what's happened.
Huh.
Oh, is it just the two? Shark.
There's a
some
frigate
steak.
over there.
All right, those. But yeah. So that's why. All right, and then Xeron. Oh, and then sometimes when we're like doing the tall tales together, we still, don't get don't always get the same books. Like Gmod would have been like, hey, there's a book over here, and like I missed it or something like that. Infinite got it, but I didn't.
We went back and did the gold order because we missed two.
Yeah, exactly.
We got locked out.
Exactly. Yep. And then Bamboo Labs 3D printer. Yes, Zero. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So they already had a system where their spools of filament have RFID chips in them that the printer reads. Right now, it's just for like color and quantity and things like that. But you could very easily set it up where the printer basically says, I must see one of these RFID chips, and, you know, otherwise I will not print, kind of thing. Now, granted, that's not happening now, but that's a potential worry point in the future. However...
And they require it to connect to their server.
Exactly, yep. So now, beyond that, though, what's actually happening right now is some concern, because you've got a situation where the printers themselves are starting to have some interesting things pushed on them. So one of the things is you know, updates and stuff from... did you ever vote on my Voyage of Luck?
That's what we're here for.
Oh, this was a different place?
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, voyage complete. Yay! I worked so hard for this.
They're really quick voyages.
I did a really good job. Alright, so anyway, so the thing right now is firmware updates. So they say specifically in their messages that we, you know, push firmware updates regularly, and your printer may actually, because these firmware updates are so important, your printer may not actually print until you do your firmware updates. So you what they're saying is basically you may come to your printer and it might say, you must agree and get this firmware update done, otherwise we will not print. That is in and of itself an issue, because they could, again, push a firmware update that locks that kind of stuff down, or changes this setting or does this, and you must abide with it, and you can't just say, oh, well, I just won't do it, or I just won't flash to that version. Too bad. They can brick your printer until you update, and that's not cool, and that's already in the system now.
Yeah, I mean, there's already screenshots of them getting that message where
Yep.
it's like, hey, you can't do anything until you actually do
Yeah.
the update.
Which is not cool. That's a big no-no. It's a big no-no.
Like, come on.
What's up?
It just frustrates me with companies like that.
Oh,
Come
you're talking
on.
about them. Gotcha. I thought you walked up to this treasure chest and you opened it and said, "Come on," and then closed it. And I was like, "Is there something wrong?" Gotcha. Yeah,
so
no,
legendary
exactly. I'm
storyteller. I put down.
okay.
page
Sweet.
one.
Yeah, I'm with Gmod on this 100%. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, Bamboo was awesome. I mean, they sell good printers, they sell good stuff, like they do good stuff. Yep, Tasha. Ancient Spire. So, Ancient Spire. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know where I'm looking for, because I know you're gonna know exactly where it is.
Yep, we're heading there. Pretty much straight ahead past Thieves Haven and north of Devil's Ridge.
Oh, found it. Yep, up there. Okay. I was confused because we're heading directly east, and it's not east. It's
We're,
up
we're
there.
getting around
But
Thieves
yeah,
Haven
yeah,
first.
that makes sense. I wasn't looking in the right spot. Yeah, that's. I mean, but it, you know, you have a good product, you have a good thing, people like you get a following, you do all this stuff, and then you do the thing. You know, it's that, you know, and certification stuff. When they,
We may have a problem.
what's up?
The Dusty Deck.
Is that the ship over there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The brig that's over there.
Yep, it seems to be heading our way.
It's got one sailed up, though. Oh, there's a...
Yeah.
He's going after that sloop, maybe. The sloop with the big swirlies.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a sloop directly ahead of him. Yeah, he's heading that way, because we're way over here. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. But yeah, it's that insurance.
Yeah, it's fine, Zyron.
It's the mentality of like, okay, we do all this stuff, and not that in their situation they're beholden to shareholders and stuff like that, but it's like it's that thing that just everybody does, you know, where it's like, look, you've got a great thing, you got a great product, everybody loves it, like just make it good, but then they're like, nah, And in this case, it's one that doesn't make any sense. You know, at the moment, they're not doing any of that stuff, which is good because, you know, you hate for that. Skeleton Galleon, by the way, straight ahead.
Yeah.
Well, not straight ahead, off to our this way. But yeah, you know, it's like nobody's asking them for this. Like nobody is saying Bamboo make more money or going under. Like that's, or maybe they are. Who knows? But it's just so odd for them to just out of the blue be like, oh yeah, look, he turned around. The brig, he's going full sail after him. Oh, he crashed into the sloop crashed into the Sovereigns. He's selling his thing.
He's like, nope.
Yep. He's like, I'll get over here. Nice. Oh, and he's turned. Oh, he's going straight at the brig.
Where he's going at an angle, yeah.
Well, the brig just angled, so now they're at a collision course. Look at him go! What's gonna happen? Oh, he just missed him from behind. He's turning though. He's turning to engage.
Yeah, Zyron, it's fine. I know you were joking, but it's like companies like that. Why do you have to add something that was not necessary in the first place? Why do the devices actually have to connect to the cloud to work?
It's some of this stuff is just about. The next step is forced to pay for an upgrade or locked out in volunteer sports. Exactly, and that's the concern. You know, that's from the the thing with the that's why I mentioned the thing about the filament, because at first glance they advertise it as, because you got to remember the Bamboo Labs printers, like they've got some really cool features, and one of those is that they have the ability to switch out. Some of them are multi-filament and they can change and they can do all this stuff, and so they need to be able to know how much is left on this spool, how much, what color is it, what kind of filament is it, and all this great information that, of course, embed an RFID chip in the spool, and you can read and write, all the data to that spool, and suddenly the printer can know all it has to know about this spool. Like, that's amazing, wonderful, fantastic. But in a vacuum, that sounds great. Then you start looking at stuff like this, and exactly what Taco said, which is, you're already forcing me to do updates. Not me, because I do not have a Bamboo printer, but just the community of Bamboo printer users. You're forcing me to take up firmware updates, otherwise you can and are bricking printers. There's just no way around that. That is what's happening. So, if that's the case, then you clearly have shown that you do not have an issue with, doing this, with controlling people's machines. Well, if that's the case, RFID chips embedded in, your spools sounds a heck of a lot like HP putting, the chips in their ink cartridges. And wouldn't you know it?
Why I won't buy HP.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know it? That's something that everybody hates. And why do they hate it? Because HP doesn't use it for something as benign as, oh, this is magenta, and it's got this much left in it. No, it was put in a different printer, and half of it was used, kind of mentality. No.
Hope you have a good night, Zyron.
They use it because they want to force you into using their ink only. And if you don't use their ink, then they get angry, and they can actually limit things about the printer. I mean, there have been issues where the machines have said, I don't have black ink. Therefore, I will not print, I will not scan, I will not fax, I will not do anything until I get more black ink. And potentially you can get a third party, but some of these third parties, what they're doing is they're refilling and reconfiguring HP's OE cartridges, because that's the only way to get some of them to work. I mean, it is obnoxious, and the HP got taken a court over. I mean, it is a big issue. But the point being,
one of the most ridiculous ones that I had to do at work, I actually had to learn how to replace a chip on an HP printer.
See, on a cartridge or the printer itself?
From the cartridge to the new cartridge.
Yeah, see, and that's what we're talking about. And so the issue is, Bamboo hasn't done it yet, but this firmware bricking issue seems awfully like you must take our firmware updates, otherwise your printer won't work. So guess what we're going to push down as the next firmware update? You must use our filament, otherwise your printer won't work. You know, like kind of it's one of those things where it's like it's a slippery slope, and it's that thing where once people lose trust in the brand, you know, we've seen this happen before. We know this happens. So what do? You know, do we just say, "Oh yeah, sure, it's fine, no worries," or do we say, "Well, we've seen this happen with other companies before. We've seen it go down. We don't want it to go down now. So I'm just not going to deal with it." And that's kind of the thought right now, is people are starting to look at Bamboo and they're like, maybe don't buy Bamboo. You know, maybe buy somebody else for now, because we don't really know what's going on their end. And people are nervous. And rightfully so. So, that's the thing. Iman, how are you selling stuff so fast? How did you get over here?
I just sold it at the regular trader outpost. I didn't go to the Sovereigns.
I did. I had some Order of Souls stuff, though, I think. Those eyeballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good night, night, Zeron. Have a good night. And I don't know what NVIDIA's first chip was called. Wasn't it like the N1 or something like that? It was like, it was like I think something like what you had said, you know.
I am at Tasha's place.
Wow. I just jumped onto the boat from the dock. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I can always jump from the boat to the dock, but I normally can't jump from the dock to the boat. That's incredible.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, something's firing. Or there's a storm.
Storm's about to hit us.
Oh, there's a Death Eater flying across the sky.
Yeah.
This is in the Harry Potter land. Hey, Tasha.
Got any stories to share?
Nope.
Don't be a stranger now. I hear you ran into Briggsy. About time someone took care of that rotten bag of bones. She used to drink
Tasha.
in my tavern when she was alive.
You loved her. Don't be so...
I always look forward to those nights she arrived.
I'm gonna talk to you. All right, Taco. Have a good night.
Glamour.
It's 10:30 Eastern, so I gotcha. Have a good night.
She used to tell such stories, all about where she'd been and the adventures.
Oh, are you in the boat again?
I'd write them all down and pictures.
Oh, right. There's a thing. There we go. I'm gonna do it again. Ha! I did it twice. Amazing. Vote to cancel. Oh, we already voted on that. That's right. Take my book. Think it'll help. I was just more than a bunch of made-up stories. I don't think they're made-up stories. Story. But yeah, the storm's coming, Gmod. Getting rained on. So is that the Hunter's Call bit that's kind of behind the ship, right? Are you muted?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
And yes.
Okay. Cool. To the Hunter's Call thing, not to you being muted.
Okay, we have to go to Daggertooth. Mermaid's Hideaway. And Lone Cove.
Alright. Daggertooth. Another place.
Mermaid's Hideaway and Lone Cove. Mermaid's Hideaway and Lone Cove should be next to each other all the way.
Daggertooth is there, right next to the Burning Blade.
Yeah. So we'll just get that on our way back.
But no, we've got Lone Cove. No Mermaid nearby.
Mermaid's Hideaway should be near the edge of the map.
Oh, there it is, way over here. Gotcha. Wow, they're really far apart. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so we are gonna probably head towards Mermaids first, yeah?
Probably. And then just come back through Lone Cove.
Okay.
And...
Yeah, so just sail due west, and then we can go north. Get around Discovery Ridge. Because we want to swing wide from this Burning Blade.
Yeah. Almost through the storm.
Oh, nice.
Might need a bucket or two, but made it through without any breaking of holes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with companies and saying, hey, let's just make the product worse, and then...
Well, I'm looking forward to going into work this week. Apparently Microsoft is pushing that new rebrand of Office. The Copilot is now the name of Office. And it's now a Copilot icon. Yeah, we have to deal with enough of this nonsense with just new Outlook being a thing. You know, I mean, it's now not only do we have to deal with that, it's now we got to deal with teaching everybody that, oh no, it's called Copilot now for some reason.
I gotta figure out if Copilot's coming in our PCs, because I hate the idea that's that thing.
Well,
that is a privacy and security nightmare on any like official like treasure or any like important documents computer, because it's snapshotting the screen.
That's Recall, though. That's Recall, and Recall is opt-in now.
I thought they bundled both of them together.
Well, Recall, first off, is only available on ARM PCs. You can't get Recall on a machine that isn't one of the new Copilot Plus PCs.
Oh.
So Recall is only because it uses the neural engines to do all that, the processing and everything like that. So Recall is only working on machines that are Copilot Plus PCs, which at the moment, the only Copilot Plus PCs that exist are the Snapdragon machines.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got a Snapdragon machine, yeah, it's going to be on there, but otherwise, no. The Copilot in general that we're seeing coming out onto PCs is just that. It's just the AI assistant, what was called Bing Chat, and then Bing Copilot is now just Copilot, and it's that thing. If you are on a domain network or you're using Copilot as a tenant, then it'll function similar to how Bing Search did with company resources, where it'll be able to search and do stuff like that for you, and also just function as an AI assistant like Copilot kind of thing. And that's all well and good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But
I just know that originally they were talking about Copilot and the Recall as one unit, and I was like, well, why? For one, and for two, isn't that a security nightmare for any business? and
So-
or company.
Yeah, the thing with Recall, Recall was a tough one because for a couple reasons. One, the amount of people that were actually going to get Recall was like almost non-existent. So, everybody was like, "Whoa, this is awful, and we can't imagine this being a thing." Oh, and it's like, okay, first off, you're not getting it. In fact, probably no one you know is getting it. It's only available on machines that are Copilot Plus PCs, which only just came out last year, and were incredibly limited in how many PCs there were. Now, the expectation is that eventually more machines will start coming out, that as Copilot Plus PCs, but at the moment, there was an exclusivity with Qualcomm, and Snapdragon was the only machine that was going to be Copilot Plus certified, and therefore was going to get Recall. So there was that. Additionally, there was all this concern over security. There was all this concern over, well, how's it going to work, and how's it going to do this, and blah, 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 and all these issues. And Microsoft had put out documentation and had said, this is how it's all going to work. But nobody read it, and nobody looked at it, and everybody was just like, this is awful, it's going to be a big issue. So Microsoft said, oh, of course, we'll take it, we'll redo it. And so they eventually came back to the table and said, okay, we have now added this stuff, and this is how it works. And we have now done this, and this is how it works. And we have now done this, and this is how it works. But if you actually go back and check their original documentation, I think they added like one thing, because everything else was already there and already part of Recall. Like, they were already using the secure enclave. They were already using a lot of this other stuff. They were already doing all these things. And so it's like a lot of people blew up about this for kind of no reason, because it was already a very secure product, and just nobody really. Hey, it's Winnow Johnson again. Why did that galleon just pass him and not care? Is it because he's not on his boat?
He's
just like
patrolling.
Oh, but
as long as he's not attacked, he's fine.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, so there was all this, up in arms, and it was all chaotic, and everybody was really upset about Recall, and it's still, even now, is like a meme. People are like, oh, Recall and Microsoft's so dumb, and how could they... And it's
mainly the thing that bothered me the most is when someone showed with one single PowerShell script, they could get all the snapshot folder uploaded. And it wasn't, like, encrypted, it wasn't protected in any way as soon as the user logged in.
Well, exactly.
I don't know
yes,
if that had...
once a user is logged in, yeah, it has to be decrypted, and that's because that's the way it is. Because otherwise, it's always that security versus convenience thing. Microsoft or anyone could force you to sign in and authenticate with MFA every single time you want to do anything on your machine ever, but nobody wants to do that. So what they do is instead they give you a couple reasons, to do, to do things for certain events. But beyond that, they just say whatever, and they let it be. Once you sign into the machine, just like with BitLocker, once you sign into the machine and decryption begins, you're in. And that's, I mean, again, that kind of falls under the whole, mindset of once you have physical access to a machine, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't. That's kind of all bets are off at that point, and when you look at some of these, CVEs and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, this requires physical access to
I wasn't
computer.
even thinking about physical access. I was mainly thinking if someone logged in, didn't know they were running a PowerShell script, ran the PowerShell script, and then without even notifying...
But that applies to everything.
Yeah.
If you want to really point at PowerShell in that sense, you can write PowerShell scripts to do pretty much anything. And, if you can convince a user to run a PowerShell script, which, again, your users should not be able to, they shouldn't have the elevated permissions to do such a thing, and you should have scripts to say, you should have all these things so that that can't happen. But if you have a user who is swindled into running a PowerShell script on their machine for any reason, that's a huge breach of security anyway, and you need to be notified and all this stuff. When it comes to Recall, unfortunately, it's the same thing. I mean, if you're signed in and somebody convinces you to run a PowerShell script, well, I mean, is that any different than, somebody, you signing into Google Photos and somebody convincing you to do a Google Takeout and download all of your photos and upload them to their server? I mean, it's no different.
Not really.
I mean,
the only main difference is it's not really automated. Like, and also the Google Photos thing is that would be whatever you take.
Yeah, that's just an example. Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about
recall,
companies and company information.
Yeah.
Let's say you store, let's say you have access to a that's like a tiger shark. Do you see the stripes on that guy?
Like private contract documents.
Yeah,
or
well, let's say you guys have
let's
say you guys have internal file shares, or SharePoint, but let's say internal file shares, like on the machine itself. Yeah. It's no different than somebody running a PowerShell script on their machine that basically says, scrape everything from my connected drives and upload it to a nefarious server. It's the same thing. It's, I have all these documents, they're not mine, they're the firm's documents are on this server, and someone swindled me into running a PowerShell script that scrapes all that and uploads it. Okay, well, it's the exact same thing. This is already a thing. And to be fair, there is an extra layer before you do anything with,
recall.
with recall. You do have to authenticate the first time, and maybe there is, a manageable, or a customizable timeout, or things like that, where it does ask you again and things like that. I mean, it's who knows? I don't know, that part yet, but because it's not fully, a thing. But it's one of those things where it's like, if the machine is just chilling and is off, no, fully encrypted, nobody can get to anything. It's all done. If you are signed into the computer, but you're signed in as a different user, now it's all encrypted. You can't get to it. It's impossible to get to. You can't do it. It's fully encrypted data. It's inaccessible. If you are signed in as the user of that machine, of that account, and you have authenticated and you have said, I am authenticated and I am here and I can access all this, then in theory, from what I've seen, they're just JPEGs. It's nothing different than just having a pile of JPEGs. You're sitting there and hitting print screen every 5 seconds, and then having a pile of JPEGs that somebody exfiltrated from your machine. I mean, it's the same thing. But when it comes down to, okay, well, but I want this to be secure on my company's machines. Okay, well, it is. It is no different than any other data on your computer. It's there. It's fully encrypted. It's protected. It's all that jazz. And so again, I'm not saying that Microsoft does no wrong. I'm not saying that Microsoft should never be persecuted about anything. And I'm not saying that recall is the greatest feature since sliced bread and that there's no reason to ever be concerned about any of this stuff. What I am saying is that when it's launched originally as a potential item, people were very, very upset because it lacked all this security and Microsoft hadn't thought of anything. And then when Microsoft came back and said, okay, we took care of all your questions and concerns, and we've done all these things, in reality, if you went back and looked, it didn't really change anything. It's all the same features that it launched with, just nobody looked at it or cared that any of this stuff was already set up. And that's kind of what it came down to be, is that if you looked at the original documentation, oh, is that ship over there? I just got a ship banner up at the top that I'm not looking at a ship at the moment. But yeah, that was the issue that I kind of had with it, was the fact that just people didn't give it a fair shake. It's one of those things where it's like, is it a good idea to have the system auto taking screenshots every 5 seconds? No, probably not. And there is an issue.
AI and the AI
cataloging it and checking it.
over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And to be honest, there is an issue with the fact that Microsoft said, to yell at them about it, Microsoft said it will recognize secure documents. You can even add in exclusionary tags so that, like, for instance, if you have, I don't know, something like a credit card, number, it will redact that and not let it, show up. It won't screenshot those things, or it will redact those in the screenshots. And once Recall actually launched and people were testing it, it wasn't. There's a bug, is for sure. It was absolutely a bug. But the bug was that people were, testing this. They were saying, okay, well, how about if I, pull up something with credit card information on it, see what happens now. And what happened was it was absolutely taking those pictures and not redacting anything. It was just like, nope, here it is. And so they did. I mean, they called it out, and they're like, hey, this is a problem. Microsoft's like, oh, yep, no, our bad. We can fix that. And then they, eventually said they were going to fix it. But that is when you absolutely yell at Microsoft and you say, hey, what's the deal? That's not cool. You said this, and it turns out that's not the case at all. How could this happen? Kind of thing. And that's when you yell at them and you get mad at them. But, just...
Yeah, mainly that's what I was thinking, like...
Is there a
credit
book up here
cards, or you have to get on that pillar.
Okay.
With the cannon.
Oh, the one that's way over there?
Mm-hmm.
What about grapple gun?
We can give it a shot, but I don't really know. It'll get us all the way up.
Might be like that last one. It wasn't grappleable. Although it just looks like a random pillar. But yeah. And that's fine. I mean, that is a worthy concern. Is, oh, what about, credit card information? What about this? What about that? And whatnot. Yeah, absolutely. That's a
private client info.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a concern, for these things to be going down and for it to be doing this stuff. And that's why Microsoft, again, built in the functionality to say, hey, you can blacklist stuff and say, don't take pictures of this, don't do this, don't catalog these things because these are sensitive and they can't be, and it can't be exfiltrated and all this jazz. And that's totally fine. The problem is when that doesn't work. That's a problem.
Yeah, when it doesn't work, it's like...
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell me, oh, we're gonna build this in this functionality, everything will be fine. Then that doesn't actually work. That's just not how. Not very helpful. And that's when you get mad about stuff. That's when I get mad about stuff, and I get it. I absolutely get it. That guy's dead.
Oh, I almost got it.
Nice. Where'd you go? Going after you, G-Mon.
I wonder. Look. I was trying to make him come on the ship and see if...
There's a thing right there. Chest in the water. Did I see that?
Yep.
Okay, I got him. He's a dead man. Although I don't see his skull. Oh, there it is. Alright, got his skull, Gmod. I'm gonna put it here on the shore if you want to grab that. When you get a chance. Oh, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. You up there?
Almost.
Nice. I was gonna go the long way. I was gonna walk up the island, up the thing. Probably could have just shot myself up there. Where am I at here? Still running. Alright. I'm up here. Sort of higher, you think? Probably. Yeah, I think this is about to be. Woohoo! Oh no! I walked off the edge for some reason.
Did you harpoon me down?
Oh, yeah. Do I need to get anything up there?
I got the key.
Alright, sweet. Then you're good to go. So there's no book up there or anything to get?
No, that should be one of the 3 things we need.
Alright. And so you can't harpoon a mast, right, you said?
Should not be able to.
Yeah. So there's literally no way to get on a boat if it's sitting still. Because like you said, you could shoot ahead of the ladder and then let go, and you know you can grab it. But if the ship's sitting still, it's kind of difficult to do that. Other than maybe shooting above the ladder, slightly off to the side. I don't know. Who's to say? But there we go. Got it.
Sure.
Proof of concept. I got up there. It just, ended up having to.
Was not quick.
Well, what happened was I walked off the side. I landed and I was happy, and then I saw you, and then I walked off it. All right, beautiful. Good. All right.
Oh,
You got the things.
apparently you found a quest.
I did.
Back there.
Sorry. Skeleton's orders. But yeah. So anyway, that's the thing. And so going back to the stupid office thing, they announced a while back. I forget what convention it was at. It was one of theirs, Build or something like that. And they to a group of press were like, hey, and we're gonna announce our new branding. The new logo for Office. It's gonna be amazing. And they showed it, and it was just the Copilot logo with like an M365 in the bottom corner. And and everybody was just like, I don't know if you remember like seeing that, but it was basically they were like, and here it is, and everybody was just like, there was no fanfare, there was no applause, there was nothing, and then there was this uneasy like pause, and then
You're like,
yeah, and then people started like barely clapping for it. It was funny. Because nobody cared. Nobody wants this. It's obnoxious. Not that nobody wants AI, because people do. What I'm saying is, there's no need to rebrand everything in your ecosystem to Copilot. Because first off, it makes no sense. Why in the world is Office called Copilot? It makes no sense. Copilot is, and people have made this comment, that this is, kind of the annoying part of all this is that we're being upcharged and you're seeing all these rebrands and we're doing all this stuff for things that really should have just been a feature. Had the AI boom not happened and everybody, marketed AI like nobody's business, these would have just been features. These literally would have just been features of the program or features of the operating system, features of this, and it would have just been something that we would have just gotten, But now, because everything is AI, and, we gotta do it all fancy AI, and it's not just a feature. Now, what's happening is, suddenly, we gotta pay for everything, Because now it's like, oh, it's not just, a feature. Now it's AI-powered, so surely you gotta pay for AI, because it's expensive to run AI. You gotta do that. But had this not been the case, we would have had something very different going on. We probably wouldn't have been paying so much for all this stuff. And definitely, Office wouldn't have been rebranded to be the name of a product, of a feature. It's just weird. It's just all weird. And so basically what's happening is, like I said, Office is being rebranded, to Copilots. And I'm going to have to see what that entails for us. Are we going to see, the Copilot, oh dear, the Copilot branding popping up, and instead of Office now, or, God dang it. Come on, you lost my Amber Plentifit.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the map because we're...
No worries. I was looking off the back of the boat.
Apparently we have more than one location we have to go to.
What are they exactly?
I don't know, I was looking at the map to see why.
Gotcha. Oh, there's another hole. Actually, there's... Okay, yeah. This hole. And that's it. Okay, good. Yeah, that was it.
Raven's call might be incoming.
I'm hearing what sounds like squirt water, but I don't see any. Weird.
Those might be the waves splashing.
Might be. It sounded like I was hearing like a bleh, like the water coming in. Hey, Toasty, how's it going? You missed Taco and Zeron. They were hanging out earlier. They only left maybe like 20 minutes ago, but. How you doing tonight? So yeah, so that's just I find this very annoying because unfortunately I'm gonna have to deal with my users on this. Like Microsoft, for some reason, just does not seem to care much when it comes to IT and users. That nonsense. It's I don't know. It's I think people made a comment at one point where they're like, that was somebody's like promotion moment, where they've got on their resume, help to consolidate company-wide, all these products, SKUs down into one thing, and helped, set up efficiency, new efficiency levels and blah, blah, blah across everything. And it's like, effectively, it's screwed over the users and made everybody angry. Oh, it's just that, and then of course, like I was saying, the Office thing. I don't know that, or Outlook. I've made the comment several times on streams before, but the issue that we have, because I used I've never really used OA very heavily. I occasionally I have, like especially if I was working remotely, I would use it, but we always use desktop Outlook. That's just what we use. Outlook Classic. That's what we use because we've got these plugins and stuff like that. Now, our key plugin, one of our key plugins, is changing. The company is creating a new Outlook version because what basically happened is new Outlook came along, and none of the existing plugin ecosystems work. Basically, you have to make brand new styles.
Okay, we have
of
to go
apps.
south.
Okay.
Sorry.
No
I
worries.
was looking at the book for quite a while. I'm like, where do we go?
That's no problem. But so it basically they jerked your chain basically, and they're just like, nope, just kidding. None of this stuff works anymore. It's all different. And so if you don't rely on any of those, it's no big deal. Move on. Nobody cares. But if you do, then you got to wait for your vendors to start, getting their act together and start, really getting new versions of their plugins out that work with Outlook. Well, unfortunately, we've got a couple, apps that we require, to be used, primarily our DMS, and it's, they didn't have one yet. And if we're not on the right cloud, it doesn't work. So we're currently migrating to a new cloud for our DMS, but we are going to have to get the newest, versions of these plugins, which weren't supposed to come out until, January, February this year. So, we're getting there, but it's going to take a minute. It's all this stuff that Microsoft, they push and they push and they push and they push with no regard for anybody else, it seems, for none of their business customers, where they're just like, oh, well, surely everybody can move forward. It's like, no, we can't. They're like, well, that's too bad. We want you to. It's like, well, that's great, but we don't want to. And they're like, man, who cares? And it's just,
at some point you would think long-term service branch would say,
oh,
hey,
yeah.
we get to choose.
Yeah, well, the problem is these aren't, it's not Windows. Well, I guess technically it is because new Outlook is coming on the scenes, and in this regard, I don't care. But new Outlook is replacing the inbox mail and calendar apps. So Windows 10 and now 11 used to have, Windows Mail and Windows Calendar. Well, okay, great. Nobody ever used them, but they existed and they were there. Well, now what they're doing is they are removing both of those apps. And instead of those apps, what you're getting is Outlook. So Windows just comes with Outlook, and it's like Outlook Consumer, and it's basically OA. It's like a web wrapper for OA. It's like a little Electron app probably, and it's just Outlook Web. That's all well and good. The problem is that they're trying to force that onto business customers. So business customers that use Office and have Outlook as their mail app with everything else, client or their mail, contacts, and calendaring, and in some cases, video conferencing hook-ins and all that jazz. With us, our DMS, now granted, we have full web access to our DMS. It's just that some of our users, especially our older users, they use what's called the work panel, which is the plugin for Outlook. And we could just say nobody uses the work panel anymore, but that would really break a lot of people's workflows, because as a law firm, we have to record and archive and file what's called filing every email between correspondence for clients, and they have to be saved into very specific locations in their matters and things like that. And so this plugin has a wonderful little feature where you can basically just tick a little box or something like that, and it will track those emails with that client and make sure that they always get auto filed into the thing. And if you need to manually file, it will auto pick the last locations. It's a fantastic app, and it's very important to people's workflow. And without Outlook Classic, that does not function. So it's an issue. It's a big issue, and it's like, people. I had at one point before, when this was first happening, and before we had registry keys that we could push and policy that we could push out. I had a user or two that like did the stupid toggle to New Outlook and moved over, and then they were like, "Hey, I ran some updates and I seem to be using the New Outlook. How do I access, our DMS?" And I'm like, "You don't. You shouldn't have done that."
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you don't do that. That's why, first off, that's why you don't do that. But so what we did, I have to leave before the end of stream because I have to work with my dad tomorrow. Oh, no worries. It's all good, Toasty, and I'm good. Gmod, I think, has been doing pretty good today, so we're good.
Have a good night.
No, they may leave later. They said they're not necessarily leaving now, but they might leave later. They basically said they might not be able to stay to the end of the stream, which is really just an hour from now. So we'll see. So anyway, it's it is what it is, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you use New Outlook, you can't. You just cannot access our stuff because the plugins just don't exist. So what we did is we pushed out policy, via Intune, that basically made the toggle go away. You literally cannot, from Outlook, switch over to New Outlook. Doesn't work. Okay, that's great. Well, New Outlook was already installing into people's machines via, an update that Microsoft pushed. So what do? Okay, well, maybe we can push a policy out via GPO that basically pushes a registry key that says, don't install New Outlook. Cannot, it will not install. Okay, cool, we can do that. That's great. Well, 24H2 came out, and I'm pretty sure with 24H2 for Windows 11, Microsoft has now removed the built-in mail calendar apps and added Outlook as the new mail calendar app. Again, all well and good for consumers, but for business, what that means is now New Outlook is force installed to Windows regardless. It is just in there, and there is no way around it. So now you gotta deal with it. Whether you want to or not, it's in there, and you gotta deal with it. So and the problem is that it's not even like that it's just there. The problem is that it tries to auto launch. So, we've told Outlook you don't have a toggle anymore, to switch people to New Outlook. We've made sure that people's defaults are set to old Outlook and all that jazz. Problem is now what happens is when they launch their machine after the upgrade, Microsoft says, "Oh, surely you want to be using New Outlook. You want to try it? You want to start it? You want to do all this?" And that's what they do. And it is so obnoxious because what that does is then our users see it and they're like, "Oh, well, okay." Because there's no way to stop that. There's no way to say, no, don't do that. There's no way to stop that. And it's wrong. It's wrong is what it is. We have, as a business, we have an expectation that our policies are actually doing something. And Microsoft, unfortunately, has the audacity to say, "I understand that you're putting policy in place to stop this from happening. It's going to happen anyway."
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Had to deal with that a couple times with Teams deciding, hey, I'm gonna be used, even though we don't use Teams.
I gotcha.
Why?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is what I hate about that, because we do use Teams. We're Teams house. It's totally fine. What I don't like is Teams consumer, because on personal machines, Teams is just installed. You can't uninstall it. I mean, you can, but it comes right back. And if you choose to, be like, "Go away, I don't want to see you anymore," it'll still auto launch, down the road. Like you can't you can't, without like signing in and setting it up and get everything all configured, you can't turn Teams off of auto start. You know, like you can maybe go into startup, features and actually like, nix it and kill it. But it's just like, it will be there and it will continuously start up. Like it will not let you make it, go away because it's an inbox app. Auction. Ooh, what was that? Scary.
Looking for a bird statue.
I love the bird statues. Several of them on the Sea of Thieves. Wait, is this the one that's like overlooking the dead guy with the bottle in his hand?
No, this one's outside the.
Here's a bird.
There's this one.
This is the one where the person is. They're right here. This is where the skeleton is. This is what we did last time, and I was like, this is the one, and it's not. This is not the one. Maybe for this quest it is, but this was not the one we were looking for before. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah. I got it. Oh wait, no I don't. You've got it. I tried to got it. Hey, there's a boat.
Oh, this is where that
Oh, the
glitter beard.
the glitter bird. Yeah.
Gotta have 8 people. Play the music.
Play the
sunset.
music at sunset. Hope no one tries to kill you. They did. It would be so sad. Be such a shame. Are y'all looking for books? We sure are. Oh dear. Okay. There. I jumped off the cliff thinking I was going to land in the ocean, and then there was a rock, and I was like, oh no! But I missed the rock.
Like, ouch.
Yeah, well, I think this happened the other time too, where I was like, you jump off a ledge, seeing, thinking, oh, I can't see anything. It's just water. But then as you jump off, you're like, oh no. I'm here.
Welcome.
I have nothing of value, but I'm here. Hey, I made it. Okay. Doink. Awesome. Yeah, we're looking for more books. Toasty. We finished the last Tall Tale, and then we did 2 Voyages of Luck, and now we're doing this next Tall Tale. Because Gmod and I both have 0 out of 5 on this one.
Oh, wait, we're...
What?
Whoops.
What?
I was doing the main part of the tale.
What does that mean?
I forgot about the books.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
So, was there one here?
1 second.
Okay, because I asked you just recently about the books, and you said, oh no, it's these other locations. And I was like, oh, okay. Because every time we stopped someplace, I was like, is there a book here? You're like, no, it's this other one. I was like, okay. You be fishing? I do be fishing.
I'm not on the wheel, just letting you know.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. Cannonball's coming in, but it's just going to scare away my fish, that's all. Finest trading post. Right there. We're fine. We're the finest. Oh. A lot of loot stuff. Looted stuff. Oh, man. I'm gonna do this. Give me that. Old Salt's Atoll. Big boat. Is that Shroud Breaker? Been good so far. Is this one of the locations?
This is one of the ones for the keys.
Oh.
So it's fine if we get the key. There's a book here too.
Okay. Oh dear.
I got it.
Seems like where there would be a book under. Oh dear. Ah! Oh no! Got him. That was close.
Okay, we got the chest.
What is in the chest?
Part of the Shroud Breaker, I think.
Oh, nice. Love it.
The book here should be on the top of this front part of the ship.
Oh, at the tip of the bowsprit? Oh, man. How do you get up there?
Right here.
Oh, it's in a hole.
Not very obvious.
The little girl's face in it. Nice. Okay, well we got it. Nice. Alright, so you got the chest and we both got the book, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Sweet. Wait, hey, it's got a face. Face on this rock. I dream my wish. What does that mean? Did we get something?
That should be the next checkpoint.
Oh. Carved plank discovered. Is that related? Yeah, checkpoint saved to the quest inventory.
Okay, so... Okay. Mermaids on the way. There you go.
Swim like your life depends on it, 'cause it does.
And then Galleon's grave.
Oh, it's great. Hey, it's Briggsy's chest. There's nothing in it. If I had a signature mask like Briggsy, I would also put it on all my chests so people knew it was mine.
Mm-hmm. That's where we got the wooden board from.
Yeah, I remember the wooden board. It's so funny because I feel like we did all these so long ago, but then you remember them and you're like, oh, I remember doing this.
And then you gotta line up the stars and...
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one we're going to is Mermaid's Hideaway. It's right past this one to the north.
I thought we were just... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Burning Blade's heading that way, but that's cool. Also, FYI, if you just head straight there, you're going to be going northwest, so you're going to be very jiggly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any snow. That was what we were supposed to get. I mentioned it was supposed to be rain. It was supposed to turn into snow.
We got a ton of snow.
See, ours is like I said, ours is finally going away. But I don't see any precipitation right now. I don't see any snow in the forecast, and I don't see any more precipitation in the forecast. So, like, I think we're in the clear. Yeah.
Could change within an hour.
Yeah, the thing is that for us, they were saying, you know, like I said, they were saying that for today it was going to be rain, 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 rain. Oh, snow? You know, like, because it was supposed to get cold enough that it was supposed to kind of transition into snow. But I don't think it got cold enough. You know, because, like, right now it's 31 right now. But, you know, it stopped raining a while ago. So it might freeze, you know, we might get ice in the morning, but on that, good. Passing by Discovery Ridge. Discovery Ridge, isn't that Disney island in the lagoon down over in California?
I have no idea.
I think it is. I have a big load of no snow. I mean, I told you guys we got that snow, and I will say I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I've been thinking about it.
I'm gonna leave the wheel to you. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No worries. This is the longest time that we have ever had snowmen. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I mean, the snow this go around was like the ultimate in like packing snow. Like it was perfection. People basically, you know, got you just start rolling a snowball and it would just pick up everything. And so you like a Katamari ball. So you just rolled this thing and it just grabbed all the snow. You just rolled around the yard, massive snowball. So people were making snowmen like left and right. For the first snow, people made snowmen. It's great. They hung out for a couple days and then they kind of started to kind of flop and fall apart. After we got our second snow and you really got the good snow, people made these snowmen. They're still around. They're still out there. There's one across from our house. But like you drive my parents' neighborhood and it's snowman, 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 snowman. And they're all dressed. Like people were like going out and giving them hats and scarves. And one of them over by my parents' house is like a jersey on. Like it's so silly. But in our neighborhood alone, there were like 3 or 4 snowmen. And then you get out on the road and there's more. And then you go over to, like I said, my parents' neighborhood. There's more over there. Like there's snowmen everywhere, like an invasion. And because it has been so cold, and even though it's been sunny, the snowmen are they're out there. They really have not melted much. It really wasn't until just this past, weekend that the sun was out enough and the temperature was warm enough that they were actually starting to melt. Like we pulled up on Saturday, I think, to my parents' house, and they had 2 snowmen in their yard, and they're still there. They were still there after like 2 weeks from when it snowed. Snowmen still just chilling, just out there in the yard. Just, hey, what's it going? Like, all the snow on the ground like started to finally melt away and everything. But the snowmen are just like, what's up? I did not make any Discord. Obviously, I haven't been out there, but like my son and his my niece, were over at my parents and we're staying there, so they were making snowmen. My son made, I don't know if I mentioned, he made a snow fort. Like a really nice snow fort, like, walls built up and everything like that, and it's big. I mean, like 3 people could fit in it, and he's doing all this. He added like a clock and a keyhole. Like he was doing all kinds of stuff with this snow fort. It's a great looking snow fort. Nice little thing. Oh dear, where are we going? Oh, maybe he adjusted for the waves. I think that must be mermaid land. Yeah, it was impressive. I was because he was telling me all about it. My dad mentioned, he's like, oh yeah, we made a snow fort. And I was like, what? And like my mom was talking to me on the phone. She's like, yeah, they made a snow fort. Like, what do you mean they made a snow fort? I was like, yeah, I made a snow fort. It's like, what? Like, well, they were gonna make an igloo, then they stopped like halfway, and it turned into a snow fort. It's like, oh, okay. So when we finally went over, like later, my son was like, "Can I try?" I was like, "Absolutely." So he showed me the snow fort. It was nice, very nice, very impressive. Oh, hey, how's it going? We're heading straight to Mermaid Land.
Okay.
We're going north, so we're avoiding a lot of the waves. But yeah, I honestly think this is like the longest time, the longest lived snowman that I've ever seen. Powder or no. Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like, the first snow we had was like thick snow, heavy snow, but it didn't pack. Like I told, you know, my wife and I think my mom, like I tried to like make a snowball and throw it to the dog, and like it would not hold. It was like, nope, we got nothing. But the second snow we had, man, that snow was like I said, you know, you pick up enough of it and crunch it, snowball. You start rolling something on the yard and just massive ball, like massive, huge. In no time. It was sticky snow. It grabbed everything. And it was just like, nope, big snowball. Oh, perfect. It was great. Yumon, are you? Oh, there you are. I was like, are you on shore already?
Pretty much.
And then I saw you swimming away from the boat. Big. All right, where are we going?
Looking for a campfire, it looks like. On the beach. Huh.
Not this. I don't. Like dead people. Here's a campfire. Nope.
Or over here.
Go, 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 go. Oh, there it is. I know where it is. As I hoped, the pirate over had stashed a map of the Shroudbreaker here. She won't mind me borrowing it. Stash some victuals in the wreck at Old Cells. A hole up there for night. Wait, that's where we just were. So did we already get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got that one.
Sweet.
We're gonna
Hail.
go in a circle, pretty much, and
Let's see. Best snow I got was hail. Ah! Oh, speaking of which, my wife's car. So we both had like a couple chips in our windshield. I had, you know, some chips, you know, like 2 of them, maybe 1. She's had 2 in her windshield. She said that she had a big chip, you know, 2 weeks ago, and then the next day she went out to like, you know, warm her car and crack straight across the windshield all the way across. Big one too, thick crack. So we just got our windshield replaced Thursday, I think, last week. Safelite came out and did it in the driveway. Knocked it out. Super easy. Pretty affordable. Our insurance covers it, you know, if you pay for it, but they partner with Safelite. So they were like, well, let's see what the quote's going to be. And so we pulled it up, and they were like, yeah, so Safelite's quote is actually going to be cheaper than what we would charge you. Just go talk to Safelite. We were like, oh, okay. So we went and talked to Safelite, and they were like, yeah, same price, you know, everything exactly what we quoted with the insurance company. And they're like, yep, we'll do it. I was like, awesome. Now, granted, my wife was trying to get an appointment, and it was like non-existent. Like they were just like, book. So she ended up getting one for like, or trying to get one for like a little ways out. Oh, excuse me. But then there was an opening one weekend. So she was like, oh yeah. So she grabbed the Thursday appointment, and it all worked out. But yeah, it was pretty sucky.
nice.
Yeah, it's good. And my battery has held throughout this season, which is great. There were some rough moments, but the batteries actually has survived this winter. My car is notorious for killing batteries in winter. Doesn't matter if you got one in August or if you've had one for a year. Winter comes along and my car just does not go. Die, battery. Oh, man.
If you get too tired, we can save the journals for later.
It's up to you. It's about 11:30. So, are we heading? Is there an island we can get to? Is it?
We basically have to go to the Lone Cove, Daggertooth, I think it is.
Because we're not doing anything for the tall
Younger
tale
Chief
at the
and
moment,
Gallant
right?
Group.
Like,
Yeah.
we're just getting the thing. So the checkpoint that we have is
It'll
fine.
bring us right back to where we are.
Yeah, because it's not going to do anything special for us. It's not like we're, missing something. Like, we're just running around grabbing the journals. We just won't grab the journals next time. So yeah, I say if we have a place we're going, let's hit that one, and then maybe we wrap up.
Well, yeah, we're going to Lone Cove. So,
No worries, Toasty. And hit that live button. How, is that, like, really far or something like that? Is that what you're trying to say?
about 2 islands out.
Oh, nothing then. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, we're past Fort Merrick. Yeah.
Then we go over to the other one over here. Daggertooth, and then Gallon's Grave.
I mean, whatever works best then. I mean, if we just want to hit each one and grab all the journals, we can definitely do that.
Okay.
And then we can pick up the Tall Tale next week, where we left off, and finish that up. Because that'll be, because what? We're at, handful by now, right? Now Cursed Rogue, that's where, we're... Legendary Storyteller. I'm at 2 of 5. So these last 3 entries should be 1, 2, and 3.
The rest of 3.
That's all the rest of the journals. So then all we have to do is finish the Tall Tale next week.
Mm-hmm.
What card do I drive? Go ahead.
Also, get the journals if Infinite wants to get them.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Because that would involve us doing all of these islands all over again. Which, maybe isn't a big deal, but whatever. Alright. Yeah, so, Toasty, I drive a Nissan Rogue. Is 2016 model. Lovely model. Back when they were still chonky. And, good car. Very good car. But, yeah, the battery thing is just obnoxious. She murders batteries. She's a battery killer.
Is that the same one that got hit by a fridge?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to... My brain is
yeah,
half
it's
asleep
the
right
same
now.
one that got hit by a fridge. It's the same one that, my wife got backed into, by another car in a Target parking lot. It's the same one that, got that hit a baluster at the, in a toll booth. She's been through a lot. She's been through a lot. By what? A fridge. So, picture gas station inside the convenience shop, maybe even outside it. Ice cream fridge or little soda fridge. Rectangular prism. Wide, not standing, but like wider than it is tall. Slidey top lids. Like, oh, look at that SpongeBob popsicle, and you slide the lid over, and you reach in, you pull it out, and you slide the lid back. Oh, look, that cherry Coke, that cherry Pepsi, and you slide the lid. That fell off the back of a truck. My wife was driving on the highway. It was late afternoon, beginning evening. She had got out of work. She was actually driving to a meeting that we were going to have with some of our friends. We were meeting for dinner, and we were heading there. I was coming, the opposite direction. I was coming north. She was coming south, and same road, coincidentally. We were both heading towards this same plaza, and I get a call from her. She's like, yeah, this thing happened. I was like, what? So I talked to her about it, and yeah, literally, there was a pickup in front of her that had a bunch of stuff in the back, including this big freezer. And as he was going along, just all of a sudden, like, this freezer just fell out of the back of his truck. And the car in front of her, like, swerved super fast and avoided it. But by the time they were out of the way, and because she was like, whoa, what happened? Like, why did he swerve? And then she sees suddenly in front of her a freezer. Because the guy just narrowly missed it and swung out of the way. And then she's like, oh, dang. And she smashed into it. And then, unfortunately, not only did she smash into it, but then she was like, well, I don't know what to do. So she kept driving and dragged the freezer under the car the whole way to the exit, off the exit, into the plaza, over to where she was supposed to be, and literally just, like, parked the car. And I was like, huh.
Probably caused more damage.
It's very possible. So by the time I got there and checked it out, I was like, what is going on? Because, I was just a few minutes away from her. Get there and look, and sure enough, there's, like, chunks of freezer being dragged along under the vehicle, held together by, coolant pipe. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it is very interesting. I'm trying to remember who it was. There's a comedian, and I tell the same thing, where he was talking about he was driving, behind a truck, and it had a couch, on it. And, and it's, like, balancing on the back of this pickup truck. And as they're going, like, the pickup, like, hit a bump. And this couch, like, launched itself off of the back of the thing and just landed on the road. And, of course, you're driving at speed towards this couch now. And he's, like, just hopped off. And suddenly I'm coming at this couch. It's like, have a seat. And you just smash into this couch kind of thing. And it's the same mentality here where it was like, she's going along behind this car and this pickup, and then all of a sudden, like, you hear this noise. You see this car in front of you suddenly swerve out of the way, and you're like, whoa, what just happened? What did he swerve? Why? And then suddenly in front of you on the road is a freezer, a big freezer chest, and it's just like, have a drink! And you're like, ah! And you smash into it. I mean, it was bad. And it forever, it damaged. She lost one of her fog light covers. Her radiator got smashed. A corner of it got pulled back a bit, and there has been damage to the frames, frame, and a couple other things. And it's not good. Okay, you're still looking? Gotcha. I couldn't tell, like, you went to the one thing and I didn't see anything, then you went to the next thing and I didn't see anything, and I was like, is it over here? We can grow with the merfolk ear. Crowdbreaker. Sounds like fun. Nice.
And the little mushrooms on the wall kind of make stars.
Oh. Oh, wow, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So she does, yes. Would she work better if she was in pristine condition? Yes. But, like, she's not leaking coolant. She's, she's been fine all this time, and she's gonna be okay. My car is beat up now. The front end is clearly damaged. Like, if you see her, the front end is damaged. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. Both rear sides, on the rear bumper, on the fender sides, are damaged, dented, scratched, whatever it is, and dents in both of them. So she's got damage for pretty much all sides. But overall, she still functions. It works like a tank. Great car. Miles per gallon isn't so good.
Bad car. It was just a abnormal situation.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Cars are designed to take impacts, obviously, and that is a thing they can do.
Depends on which car you're talking about.
It's the vector of that impact that's usually the sketchy part.
Yeah, really depends on which car you're talking about.
Yeah, well, Iona was, for the 2016 Nissan Rogue, the SV. She was a IHS top safety pick. She had like a 5 or a 4-star, safety rating for some change. And she was a great vehicle with great safety stuff. So she did. She took a freezer on the nose and just kept going. But if she works, don't crash. Yeah, no. No, she's unfortunately. So like my wife's car. Oh dear, watch out, Jeff! You're gonna get hit. Did I hear a megalodon, or am I making stuff up?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I heard the when he comes up out of the water, but I don't hear the music, so I was concerned. But anyway, my wife's car is a 2012. Oh God, what a What did it hit? Is the wheel okay?
Hit me.
Oh.
And kind of damaged a hole right here.
Oh, it did. But it's not? It won't let me fix it. Oh, is it underneath?
You go
Gotcha, there it is. The aesthetics are still there, but yeah, the fixing is gone. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so I always got a 2012 Kia Forte Coupe, which is all fine. It's a fine car. It's got a little bit of damage on it, not really anything important, but it's getting old, and it's starting to fail every so often. So it's one of those where we're like, we kind of want to upgrade that car. Yeah, that's kind of the one we want to target. Which in a perfect world, our goal would be get a new car for my wife and just get rid of the Kia. You know, just sell it off or trade it in, whatever it takes, but get rid of it. So then we've got my car and a new car, and then down the road get another new car, and then take my car, Iona, and just kind of have her be like a cargo vehicle. You know, she's got a lot of good room. You put her seats down, she's pretty solid. But kind of have her be the hauling vehicle. You know, if you gotta go get a bunch of timbers or go get some dirt or something like that, you know, she's the one that's that. She's got a trailer hitch and all that jazz. I mean, she can do some stuff. And she's good, you know. I mean, she's not like she's falling apart or anything, but she's gonna be 10 years old soon. You know, next year she'll be 10. She's 9 this year. In February, actually, she'll be 9. I got her brand new. I have the pictures. Plastic still on her. Right off the boat. I don't have a car yet, but one of my parents' cars, the '08 Outlander. And again, there's nothing wrong with an older vehicle. I mean, there's some vehicles that are just built tough. Built for tough. No, just built tough. I know the...
my car's 2009.
Yeah. My second car... You said it's Sunbeam?
No, just 2009.
Okay. Yeah, my second car was an '08. It was a Chrysler Sebring Touring Edition. That's what she was. That was Eve. Great car. Great car. Traded her in for Iona. You know, just getting a little bit of money off her. My very first car was a '98 Buick Century Custom. Good, nice car. Front bench seat. Classic. Yeah, those are my vehicles. I had the Buick, I had the Chrysler, and then I've got the Sun. Uh-oh, we're right over top of a torch. I hope we don't catch on fire. Still works really well, so that's great. That's great. And that's, again, that's fine. You know, I mean, I like, oh, my car's this old. It does, okay, great. Does it work? Yeah. Is it, you know, is it all paid off? Yeah. I mean, how much have you put in? Okay, then you're fine. Everything's fine. No worries there.
I'll keep my car as long as I can. Here you go.
Oh, wow, look at that. To that naughty man. Oh, Britsy. Don't let the girls know. Star. Oh, dear. Yeah, I mean, you got some people that, like, you know, they're driving their car and it's, you know, it's an old car, but it still works great. Still works fine, everything's fine, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's great. Keep at it. You know, you definitely want to get a car, paid off. You know, if you can get a car paid off and then you're not having a car payment with the car, that's nirvana right there. That's where you want to be. You want to be able to get to a point where you're driving around a car that doesn't have a car payment on it anymore.
Yep.
Still insured, obviously. Drive safe, everybody. But you know, you're not
I
paying
think that's
on it
one of the best ways to go.
Yeah, exactly. And some people do, and we've talked about this before, some people do it by buying a brand new car, but then just keeping it X long, and some people do it just by buying beaters constantly and never having car payment. You know, you pay cash for the thing up front and get a year or two out of it, and then you move on to the next one.
Yep,
So,
that's the second one is me.
I don't have any care as long as it works. Yeah. That's what I want for my first car, is a car that needs a little work so I can fix it because I want to fix a car. Nice! And if that's your land, like if that's your world, that's what you want to do, that's by all means, have fun, enjoy, have a great time. For some people, like you don't have the time nor the desire. And that's where sometimes, not saying jump straight to this, but sometimes leasing, that's the reasoning behind it. You know, somebody basically says, look, I want a car, and I don't mind getting a new car every so often, but I just want a car until it starts to have problems, and then I don't want that car anymore. And that's kind of where leasing comes in, because leasing is usually a 3-year lease that you roll with, and 3 years is kind of on average the time that a car starts to suddenly start needing maintenance and needing to be cared for beyond the first 3 years. And that's what a lease does for you. You pay up front, you know, for getting a car that's brand new, you know, kind of car, and it's all well and good, but you drive that thing for 3 years, and then you trade it in and get your next one, and you get another brand new car and drive it for 3 years, then you get another brand new car and drive for 3 years, and so you get the benefit of having brand new fresh cars each time, which is great, and the benefit of really not having to do any service, because the car itself is not really having any issues until that 3-year mark, and then you hand it off to others. That's why a lot of times you can go to like used car lots and find a lot of like 36,000 mile cars on it, because that's the length of a lease. You know, when a lease is through and somebody trades that car in, that car goes to the used car lot, and you end up paying, you know, significantly less, luckily, for a car that's been driven for about 3 years, roughly 36,000 miles, and you buy it at a discounted price and you go from there. And that's how some people live, is they just live from lease to lease to lease. Others are like, no, I don't want that. I'm going to buy beaters, and I'm just going to live from beater to beater to beater, which is great. Some people are just like, no, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to drive for 10 years, and that's the jam. About a halfway through the car, so that's it. Finished fixing it, now I want to fix one. Yeah, and that's, again, if you got the time for it and it's a passion of yours, go for it. You know, some of us just don't have the time for something like that. Like, you know, being able to actually fix a car, on the one hand, is a great skill to have and fantastic. And if you have the ability to fix a car, that's amazing. Like, not many people can do that. You know, it's not a very common thing. But I got something. Castaway's chest. Nice. Oh yeah. Some people just don't have the time for that. And so if you don't have time for it, you don't have time for it.
Can we put the back sail halfway?
Yes. Oh. Sailing, sorry. Halfway.
Thank you.
Yep. No worries. My older brother car works, it's just not roadworthy yet. So yeah, no, I got you. And that's the thing. It's totally fine. But like I don't have the time to do that. But like I'm saying, that's, on the one hand, that's fantastic, because you don't have a lot of people that can actually do that. And you've got mechanics, but a lot of like normal people, like maybe an oil change, maybe a brake job, change tire, you know, things like that. But fixing an actual like engine, that's a skill that not many people have. So that is something that I would love to be able to, you know, is say, oh, I can actually fix a car. I can look at a car, I can diagnose problems, and I can fix something. That's pretty cool. But on the other hand, the world is moving into the direction of electric vehicles. So your skills with an internal combustion engine and fixing that kind of a car is almost unnecessary in a future where we don't have internal combustion engine vehicles. We've got electric vehicles. And from what we've seen, electric vehicles are like almost impossible to work on, just because they're not designed for that. They're very closed ecosystems.
Okay, last one is up on the top of the island.
This island here?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So we just sold all our stuff before we went to grab this one. So
Mm-hmm.
I know, I feel yeah, I got you. Yeah, and that's the thing is I just again I just it would be great, but I just don't have the time for it. I mean I've even been saying recently, like I've done brake jobs on my wife's car. I don't want to do them on mine because I've seen. I used to work, as for automotive aftermarket stuff, and I used to do product photography. And photograph is brake kits and how they function and all the jazz and all the parts in them. So, the 2016 Nissan Rogue, if you're gonna replace the hardware, there's so much hardware in this kit. This is one of the most hardware-intensive kits out there. It's ridiculous, completely unnecessary. But it's there. Alright, Giovanni, where's this book?
Oh boy.
Oh, there you are. There. Oof.
That guy's holding it in its hand.
Oh, come on. Got it. Kareen, my love. I hope you never read. Name of the worst mistake of my life. But if you fight with the famous Brixie. It wasn't her. Well, it was, but cursed. Her flesh mostly rotted away. So fierce, like a wild animal. Oof. Poor guy. Also, it's pretty high up.
So, here's a dog bowl, too.
Yeah, I saw that. I inspected that one. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So is that it? We got all the things?
Yeah.
So weed. Oh yeah. Let me. Oh yeah. Look. Combination unlocked. Who's a good boy? Alright. So tall tales.
It's having a
Legendary
nice time up,
storyteller. 5 out of 5.
near the fire.
Let's see. Yeah, nice. Okay. So we're good on this one. We just have to finish it, and then we will get our points for that. And then we're on to Stars of which I have 0 out of 5 on this one, too. All right. Well, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Man. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not yet a man. Well, good luck becoming a man. No, I just don't have the time to work on something like that. It would be fun and it would be cool, and again, like working on a car would be nifty. I do not have the time. We got skellies on the island.
Okay. Good or bad ones?
Good ones. They're mine. He's the Torska, Send Help Sharma, and this guy in here, he's in the building for some reason. White Knuckle Windbow.
Okay.
Guys. Alright, well, awesome. Well, everybody, thanks for being here tonight. Let's see, we had
Yeah.
what, Taco and Xeron, and then Toasty was here. I don't think I missed it.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and we're cruising through. You know, I mean, we just got a little bit further to go. I mean, we're on our 4th one already. You know, I mean, and we knocked out the last one. You know, we've
but
so
we
we've
still
got
have
that.
to do like them 5 times over.
Yeah,
so.
but again, we're not. I wouldn't say we're, you know, focusing too heavily on that. You know, at the moment. Right now, I just want to make sure I have all the journals because.
Plus, we gotta get the journals for Infinite.
Yeah, because like I could do those on my own, Safer Seas or something like that. Just run around and do, you know, do each one, you know, a couple more times, you know, 3 times because we're going to do each of them twice basically. I could run around and do each one of them 3 more times and Safer Seas and knock it out, and it's great, no problem. But until then, I think just getting all of the journals for all of them is the first step. I think because we can get them all, handle it. Yeah. There you are. It's 11:48. It's less than 15 till. It's about to be 10 till. So I mean, you know, and you know, and not only just till midnight, but also for our night. So it's all good. It's all good. Good night. Yep. See you Thursday. Again, we're getting there. Like I said earlier, I was in Space Engineers earlier, just last night I think it was, and I was doing some testing and checking some stuff. I want to do some actual like design testing and stuff like that. So I just haven't had the time to do it yet, but I definitely want to. I want to get in and do it before Thursday. So maybe like at work, not tomorrow obviously, but like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll use my lunch break for that, you know, and just kind of fire up some SE and do some design testing. I do want to get some good stuff. But yeah,
We gotta at least get the tower fixed. Otherwise, we have no defense.
Yeah.
But
You did, and how was it, Toasty? Was it everything you ever dreamed it would be? I bet it was. It is for me. I really enjoy making boats in Space Engineers, and now that we've kind of done some testing, you know, separately, where we're like, hey, you know, a room being, you know, pressurized or not, you know, doesn't necessarily matter. You know, it can just be a sealed compartment. It doesn't necessarily have to be pressurized or not. It still functions just fine, which, again, we kind of knew, you know, because I'm pretty sure I've got some, you know, some compartments that aren't, you know, pressurized, like on Christina. I mean, Christina's got sections that aren't pressurized, but that they also don't do anything. You know, I mean, if you have a closed space that's pressurized with oxygen versus a closed space that's pressurized without oxygen, technically not pressurized, but you know, whatever. No difference. It seems not a difference at all. And then it seems like, yeah. So that being said, like the amount of oxygen in the room doesn't seem to matter much. So then the question comes in: okay, if it's buoyant enough, can you load it? You know, with stuff like, so if you've got a space, you know, that's basically your airtight, you know, your bulkhead compartments, you know, your watertight compartments, but then you sit there and say, okay, I'm going to then fill those with things like engines and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And as long as your weights are balanced and your buoyancy is high enough that, you know, it can hold all that stuff, does that matter? You know, does filling a space with not negative space, but with actual positive items, does that cause any problems or not? So I don't know. I'm going to keep doing more testing. It looks like no. So I'm going to keep doing some testing. I'm going to do a lot of different, you know, design work and kind of see just on a small scale / large scale, see how things work out, see kind of where it's going, because I am very curious to make, you know, the best boat I can, basically. And there. And there's some other, you know, cool designs that I've kind of seen and wanted to look around with, so mess around with it. The small boat because it was my first boat. Hey, that's how you do. Start small. That's how it goes. You know, if it said that with his vehicle, he's like, I made a small grid version and then I scaled it up, you know, to be something a little bit bigger. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, if you're testing something brand new, a new concept, something like that, just test it in small grid, see how it goes. And then there. I did see something really cool on Reddit recently that somebody was saying was, you know, when they're thinking about a large grid ship and they want to see the design and how it would kind of look, they frame it out in small grid blocks and just kind of frame out how they think it should look, you know, in just single 1x1, you know, small grid blocks, and just make a small model, if you will, of how the ship's going to look, and go from there and say, oh yeah, no, it looks good, and they kind of refine it a little bit and say like, yeah, this looks really great, and then reproduce it in large. Because by then you kind of have a really good example of like, well, one small block equals one large block. So if it's 15 small blocks wide, it's gonna be 15 large blocks wide, things like that. So it's a pretty cool setup. So anyway, y'all have a great evening. Gmod, you have a good evening. I will.
Have a good evening.
We'll
I gotta go get to sleep for work tomorrow.
Me too. I'm tired. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you guys on Thursday, and yeah, have a good night. Thanks for being here, and like I said, see you Thursday. Bye.